Remember when Christmas trees were silver and sparkly? Or when you'd eagerly wait for that special orange in your stocking? We're about to take you on a trip down memory lane with 12 holiday traditions that used to be everywhere but have now vanished. Get ready to feel a wave of nostalgia. Number 1, grand holiday cards. Speaking of holiday traditions worth bringing back, let's talk about something that used to fill our mailboxes with joy every December. Remember those grand holiday cards that would arrive in droves? These weren't your average postcards. We're talking about oversized, ornate masterpieces that were practically works of art. Picture this. You'd open your mailbox to find an envelope so big and fancy, you'd think it was an invitation to a royal ball. Inside, you'd discover a card adorned with glitter, embossing, and maybe even a family photo. These weren't just season's greetings, they were statement pieces. But these cards weren't destined to be read once and tossed aside. Oh no, they became part of the holiday decor. Families would string them up on ribbons, arrange them on mantels, or even create entire displays on side tables. It was like having a rotating art gallery right in your living room, filled with well wishes from loved ones near and far. Sadly, in our digital age, this tradition has largely faded away. We've traded physical cards for quick texts or social media posts. Sure, it's convenient, but let's be honest, there's something special about holding a real card in your hands, isn't there? The good news is, it's not too late to revive this charming custom. Why not try creating some handmade cards this year? Get the whole family involved, break out the craft supplies, and let your creativity run wild. Or if you're short on time, even store-bought cards can recapture that magic when displayed creatively. Number 2, brick and mortar shopping. Picture this. Snow gently falling outside as you and your family bundle up for a trip downtown. The streets are alive with twinkling lights, and the air is filled with the sound of bells and holiday music. As you round the corner, you're greeted by a sight that takes your breath away. Department store windows transformed into winter wonderlands. These weren't just displays, they were works of art. Animated figures, miniature villages, and scenes from beloved holiday stories captivated both young and old. You'd stand there, nose pressed against the glass, drinking in every detail. And that was just the beginning of the adventure. Inside, the stores were a feast for the senses. The scent of cinnamon and pine, the soft rustle of tissue paper, and the cheerful chatter of shoppers filled the air. Every department held the promise of the perfect gift waiting to be discovered. Remember the thrill of finding that special something for mom or dad? But it wasn't just about buying presents. It was about the experience, the joy of browsing, the anticipation of surprises, and the warmth of sharing the day with loved ones. Shopping was a social event, a chance to bump into neighbors and catch up over a cup of hot cocoa in the store's cafe. Fast forward to today, and holiday shopping looks a bit different. We can buy anything with a few clicks, all from the comfort of our couch. It's convenient, sure, but something's missing. That personal touch, the festive atmosphere, the sense of community, it's hard to replicate online. Number 3, door-to-door caroling. That's right, we're talking about door-to-door caroling. Back in the day, this wasn't just about singing, it was a way to spread joy and bring the community together. Neighbors would bundle up, grab their song sheets, and brave the chilly air to serenade the whole block. And the best part? When families heard the carolers coming, they'd often join in, turning the whole street into one big holiday chorus. As one nostalgic reflection puts it, as a boy, I knew all the families on our block and can name them still. That's the kind of connection caroling used to create. It wasn't just about the music, but about knowing your neighbors and creating lasting memories. So why don't we see carolers much anymore? Well, times have changed, people are busier, neighborhoods aren't as close-knit, and let's face it, showing up unannounced at someone's door isn't as socially acceptable as it used to be. We've lost a bit of that neighborly spirit, and with it, the simple joy of sharing songs and smiles. Number 4, holiday train sets. Picture this, a miniature world of wonder with tiny buildings, trees, and people, all nestled in a snowy landscape. At the heart of it all, a shiny locomotive pulling colorful cars, winding its way through tunnels and over bridges. The soft whirring of the motor and the occasional whistle filled the air, captivating both young and old. These weren't just toys. They were intricate works of art that families would spend hours setting up together. Each year, the display might grow a little bigger, with new pieces added to the collection. For many, it became a cherished family heirloom passed down through generations. But why don't we see these magical miniature worlds as much anymore? Well, times have changed. With the rise of electronic gadgets and video games, traditional toys like train sets have taken a back seat. And let's face it, many of us are dealing with smaller living spaces these days. Setting up an elaborate train display isn't always practical when you're short on square footage. Number 5, fine china and dressing up. Picture this. The table is set with gleaming china, each place carefully arranged with multiple forks, spoons, and glasses. The chandelier sparkles overhead, casting a warm glow on the faces of family members dressed in their Sunday best. This wasn't just dinner, it was an event. Back in the day, holiday meals were a chance to break out the good stuff. That china set that spent most of the year tucked away in the cabinet, it finally got its moment to shine. And it wasn't just about the dishes. Everyone, from Grandpa down to little Timmy, put on their finest clothes. It was a way of saying, this meal is important. We're celebrating something special. But nowadays, well, things have gotten a bit more relaxed. Don't get us wrong, comfy is nice, but there's something to be said for making an occasion feel like an occasion. As Phoebe Park puts it, if we're going to be overindulgent with our food, decorations, drinks, and gifts, why not our clothes? Number 6, hand-strung popcorn garlands. These weren't just decorations, they were a family affair. Picture it, Dad carefully threading the needle, Mom showing the kids how to gently push each kernel onto the string without breaking it, and siblings competing to see who could make the longest strand. The beauty of popcorn garlands was in their simplicity. All you needed was some popped corn, a needle, and thread. No fancy materials, no trip to the store, just good old-fashioned creativity and a little patience. And the result? A unique, homemade decoration that looked just as festive draped over the Christmas tree as it did hanging from the mantle. But somewhere along the way, we traded in our popcorn and thread for shiny, store-bought ornaments. Don't get us wrong, those glass balls and tinsel garlands are pretty, but they're missing something. That personal touch, the slight imperfections that made each garland unique, that's the magic we've lost. So why not bring back this charming tradition? It's more than just a decoration. It's a chance to slow down and create something together. Plus, it's eco-friendly and budget-friendly, 2 things we could all use more of during the holiday season. Number 7, grab bags. Picture this. You're at a festive gathering, surrounded by friends and family. In the center of the room sits a large, beautifully decorated bag. As your turn comes, you close your eyes, reach in, and pull out who knows what. It could be anything from a quirky gadget to a handmade ornament. That's the magic of grab bags, the element of surprise and the joy of the unknown. Back in the day, grab bags were a staple at holiday parties. They added a dash of fun and leveled the gift-giving playing field. No need to worry about spending too much or too little. Everyone got a surprise, and half the fun was seeing what others received. But why don't we see grab bags as often these days? Well, gift giving has become more personalized. We've traded the excitement of surprise for the security of wish lists and gift cards. And let's face it, in our age of online shopping and targeted ads, we're used to getting exactly what we want. Yet, there's something special about the unexpected that grab bags offer. As one source notes, the element of surprise in grab bags can lead to laughter and joy, reminding us of the simple pleasures of holiday giving. It's not just about the gift, it's about the shared experience, the laughs, and the stories that come from it. Number 8, silver Christmas trees. Picture this. You walk into your living room and there it is, a gleaming silver Christmas tree that looks like it just landed from another planet. These aluminum beauties were all the rage in the early 60s, reflecting the era's fascination with the future and the space race. But these trees weren't just about looks. They were the ultimate inconvenience for the modern family. No more sweeping up pesky pine needles or worrying about keeping a real tree watered. Just unfold your shiny tree, fluff up the branches, and voila, instant holiday cheer with a side of atomic age cool. The real magic happened when you added a color wheel. This spinning disc of colored lights would transform your silver tree into a kaleidoscope of festive hues. 1 minute, it's bathed in a warm red glow. The next, it's cool blue, then vibrant green. It was like having a different tree every few seconds. So why did these futuristic trees fall out of favor? Well, we can partly thank good old Charlie Brown. When A Charlie Brown Christmas aired in 1965, it tugged at our heartstrings with its message about the true meaning of Christmas, symbolized by a humble, real tree. Suddenly, those aluminum trees started to feel a bit, well, artificial. Number 9, Christmas Club savings accounts. Picture this. It's January, and you're still recovering from the holiday spending spree. But instead of worrying about credit card bills, you're already thinking about next Christmas. So you head to the bank and open a special savings account. Every week, you put in a little money, maybe just $1 or $2. By the time December rolls around, you've got a tidy sum saved up for all your holiday needs. That's exactly how Christmas Club accounts worked. They were a simple way for folks to budget for the holidays without relying on credit. The bank would often give you a little book to keep track of your deposits, and some even paid interest on your savings. It was like having a piggy bank that grew all year long. These accounts were a big hit back in the day. They helped people avoid the financial stress that often comes with the holiday season. Plus, there was something exciting about watching your Christmas fund grow throughout the year. So why don't we see these accounts much anymore? Well, times have changed. Credit cards became more common, giving people instant access to funds. And let's face it, saving takes discipline, especially when there are so many tempting things to buy year-round. Number 10, cardboard fireplaces. Picture this. It's a chilly December evening, and you walk into your living room to find a cozy fireplace scene. Except this fireplace isn't made of brick and mortar. It's a cardboard creation, complete with a mantle and even a burning fire effect. These cardboard wonders were a big hit in the 1950s and 60s, bringing that warm, fuzzy feeling to any home, apartment, or even classroom. The best part? These faux fireplaces gave families a place to hang their stockings and create a festive focal point. Kids could still leave out milk and cookies for for Santa, even if he couldn't technically shimmy down a cardboard chimney. It was all about creating that holiday atmosphere no matter what your home looked like. But why don't we see these cardboard creations anymore? Well, as home designs changed and more houses started including built-in fireplaces, the need for these paper stand-ins decreased. Plus, let's face it, our taste in decor has shifted quite a bit since the days of aluminum Christmas trees and plastic furniture covers. Number 11, Yule Logs. You know, speaking of old school traditions, there's one that's gone through quite a transformation over the years. It started as a big log in the fireplace and ended up as a delicious dessert on our plates. Any guesses? We're talking about the Yule log. Back in the day, families would carefully select a large log to burn in the fireplace during the winter solstice. This wasn't just any old piece of wood. It was a centerpiece of holiday celebrations, often decorated with ribbons and greenery before being set ablaze. But as fireplaces became less common and central heating took over, this tradition started to fade. That's when clever bakers stepped in and created a new kind of Yule log, one you could eat. Enter the bûche de Noël, a rolled sponge cake filled with cream and decorated to look like a log. This French creation became a hit in the 1800s and spread to other countries. Imagine a chocolate cake rolled up with fluffy cream, then covered in chocolate frosting scored to look like bark. Some bakers even add little meringue mushrooms or marzipan leaves for that extra forest touch. But here's the thing, even this sweet version of the Yule log isn't as common as it used to be. With so many dessert options and busy holiday schedules, this labor-intensive cake often gets left off the menu. Number 12, hot drive pepper. We've talked about reviving some classic holiday traditions, but here's one that might surprise you. Imagine gathering around the fireplace on a chilly winter evening, sipping on hot Dr. Pepper. That's right. Heating up this iconic soda was once a popular holiday treat. Back in the 1960s, Dr. Pepper ran a marketing campaign promoting their soda as a warm winter beverage. They suggested heating the drink to 180 degrees Fahrenheit and serving it with a slice of lemon. The result? A unique spiced flavor that some compared to a cross between mulled cider and hot tea. The warm Dr. Pepper trend caught on for a while, offering a non-alcoholic alternative to traditional holiday drinks. People would serve it at parties, and some even claimed it could help soothe a sore throat. The heat brought out the drink's 23 flavors, creating a complex taste that was quite different from its chilled counterpart. So why don't we see steaming mugs of Dr. Pepper anymore? Well, as with many food trends, it fell out of fashion. Newer, fancier holiday drinks came along, and the idea of heating up soda started to seem a bit odd to younger generations.